From most people's perspective, you might be thinking Florida is a great place to live, but today I'm going to give you 4 reasons you should not move to Florida. My name is Shandon Kaya. I'm a local real estate agent here in Tampa Bay, Florida. And while most agents are showing you the glamorous side of real estate and some of the beautiful things Florida has to offer, I'm here to show you some of the not so great things and the uglier parts of what we have to deal with living here. If, after watching this video, you think you can handle some of the things I'm going to discuss and you're thinking about moving to Florida, especially the Tampa Bay area, feel free to reach out to me. I'll drop my number on screen so you can shoot me a text, call, or email. I'd love to win your real estate business and help you facilitate your move down here and make things easier for you. The first thing I wanted to discuss is climate. I'm sure around this time of the year, you're seeing a lot of videos of Floridians saying how beautiful it is outside, and it is, but you should know that it is very hot. You're probably going to break a sweat just from being outside for a few seconds. Now, the heat is one thing, but as we approach summer, it's going to get very, very humid, and it's going to remain that way throughout the rest of the year. It doesn't end at heat and humidity. Florida's weather is very static throughout the entire year, and you don't have the other seasons like you do in other parts of the country. So if you're someone who enjoys all 4 seasons, then Florida might not be the place for you. And then you should add on to that there's a season of hurricanes where you're dealing with heavy wind, rainfall, and you're going to be subject to flooding. That brings us to our second reason. Florida's static warm weather poses some environmental issues you might not have been familiar with. Down here in Florida, we got some pretty weird critters, creatures, and insects. So for parts of the year, especially during the warmer months, you're going to be dealing with some pretty big mosquitoes, lizards, cockroaches, and things of that nature. So if you're not comfortable around those things, then Florida might not be the place for you. Then you have seasonal phenomena like the algae bloom, and the algae bloom causes what we call the red tide. If you're not familiar with that, definitely have a Google and check it out. But what you'll experience is a massive amount of dead fish and sea life washed up onto the beach shores. It smells really bad, it looks really bad, and for like 2 to 4 weeks it keeps us away from the beaches. But it goes away, and some years are better than others, but there was one we had a couple years back and it was just super, super gross. Whether it be from one or collective of these things, I've had this same conversation with plenty of people who have moved from out of state, and they all seem to agree that the quality of water down here in Florida is very poor. Now, me personally, I haven't experienced or noticed anything substantially different, but everyone else seems to think that the water is poor, and when it comes to certain things you eat, like pizza and pasta, things you use a lot of water to cook, the food just tastes very different and it's not as good as where they come from. If you're from somewhere else, or even if you're from Florida, you can attest, vouch for where you come from, and let me know if the water is really that different. Moving on to reason number 3, and it's simply that there's too many people. Florida has a current population of over 20 million, and while it's always been a popular tourist destination, since COVID, Florida has remained one of the top states people are moving to. Florida's seen a 3.5% increase in population since 2020. Now take that influx of people, combined with tourist season, and you've got some pretty congested beaches, restaurants, and probably some of your favorite attractions. And you can't forget about traffic jams. So if you're considering moving here, definitely think about if you can handle the ever-growing headcount Florida's bringing in. That brings us to reason number 4. Now, whether it be because of its beaches, weather, or job market, Florida has grown immensely in demand and popularity, and because of that, the cost of living, contrary to popular belief, is higher than other parts of the country. Now, of course, these things will vary depending on what part of the state you're in, but if you're on the coast, things like housing and food will probably be more expensive than if you're in a city that's farther inland. If you've seen one of my other videos, you know that the roads down here in Florida are very dangerous. There's no driver school and there's a ton of accidents, which means Florida has one of the highest, if not the highest rates for car insurance in the country. And then because of the hurricanes, if you're a homeowner, you're looking at flood insurance, so make sure you set some money aside to prepare yourself and protect your assets. If you've watched this video all the way through and thought to yourself, man, I can handle those things, then Florida's probably a great destination to call your home. If you're thinking about moving here, especially the Tampa Bay area, feel free to reach out to me, shoot me a call, text, or email. I'd love to earn your real estate business and help make your move down here a lot smoother. That's going to be the end of this video. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Peace.